The hard part of the process for most people is the first $100,000. If you have a standing start at zero, getting together $100,000 is a long struggle for most people.
Charlie Munger makes a good point. The first 100K is the hardest, but getting to $1 million is easier. I spent 10 years studying billionaires. The problem is, a lot of their advice is scattered. In this video, I break it down into 3 simple steps. Step 1, how to solve hard problems. Step 2, how to keep what you earn. And step 3, the 2 tried traits of wealth. Here's the thing, everything is hard when you start from nothing. Everything is even harder when you start from debt. You might have a good job, even 2, but all that money gets eaten up. Bills, mortgages, even taxes leave you with empty pockets. Some financial gurus say to just work more, but time and energy are limited. You can't only rely on hard work. Lots of people grind at their jobs, even pick up side hustles, but the needle barely moves. Elon Musk proposes a solution to this problem. He says, you get paid in direct proportion to the difficulty of the problems you solve. Peter Drucker, father of modern business management, shows us the path. Throughout history, people had little need to know their strengths. A peasant's son would also become a peasant. A blacksmith's son would also become a blacksmith, and so on. But now in the modern world, we have choices. We need to know our strengths in order to know where we belong. Most people think they know what they're good at, but they're usually wrong. And yet a person can only perform from strength. Suddenly comes the first trap, confusing our passions with our strengths. And yet customers and employers don't care what we're passionate about. We have to be ruthlessly practical and honest if we're to make it to our first 100 grand. But here's the secret. If you're good at something, you'll probably enjoy doing it. There's only one way to discover your strengths. Trial and error. Try something, see what happens, rinse, and repeat. It might take years, but eventually, you'll figure it out. Once you do that, you will have a fighting chance. And suddenly, the second trap appears. Impatience. You can't build a muscle by doing 1,000 reps at once. You have to do 20 reps multiple times a week. Slowly, and over time, you pack on muscle. The same applies with money. Charlie Munger says this platitude: step by step you get ahead, not necessarily in fast spurts. Most people look for a shortcut, the hack, the trick, the secret to getting to 100K. And that's exactly why most people never make it. Now that you've discovered your strengths, you've made some real money. Now all you have to do is save it, and you're well on your way to your first 100K. But not so fast. This is exactly when the third trap appears. And that is envy.
All the huge progress that has come. People are less happy about the state of affairs than they were when things were way tougher. And that has a very simple explanation. The world is not driven by greed. It's driven by envy.
He's completely correct. Envy drives the need to show off. Before we know it, we're buying clothes, cars, even houses we don't need to impress people we don't even like. Even Mozart, one of the greatest musicians of all time, died broke because his envy caused him to overspend his income.
Now there's another Mozart story. Here's the greatest musical talent maybe that ever lived. And what was his life like? Well, he was bitterly unhappy and he died young. That's the life of Mozart. What the hell did Mozart do to screw it up? To make himself, well, he did 2 things that are guaranteed to create a lot of misery. He overspent his income scrupulously. That's number 1. That is really stupid. And the other thing was he was full of jealousies and resentments.
If it didn't work for Mozart, a man who discovered his strengths early in his childhood, what makes you think it will work for you and I? Envy has been a problem as long as humans have been around. But social media makes it way worse. Therefore, we have to be more careful than our ancestors not to fall into envy. Lots of people would rather look wealthy than be wealthy. The choice is yours. We encountered impatience, but overcame it. We encountered envy, but conquered it. But we can't just carve away bad traits. we need to instill good ones too.
Well, all the trite stuff is what works. I mean, you avoid doing the really dumb things, like racing moving trains to the crossing, experimenting with cocaine, risking getting AIDS or other unfortunate ailments. There are just a lot of standard things that take people down, and you just give those a wide berth. And then you want to develop a good character and good mental habits, and you want to learn from your mistakes, every single one, as you go along. It's pretty obvious, isn't it?
Charlie Munger makes it clear. It's the trite stuff that works. Therefore, the two trite traits are focus and reliability. On the path, the work you need to do gets boring. You'll want to do something different than what's already been working. But if you do that, you stop compounding right when it was just starting to work. Don't take the bait. There are no shortcuts. You have to stay focused. You can't get distracted by the newest shiny opportunity. The second trite trait is reliability. Charlie Munger said that McDonald's is one of our most admirable institutions. He was provocative to make a point. McDonald's taught millions of teenagers at their first job to show up reliably for responsible adult work. And now here's the reason 100K is harder than 1,000,000. It's hard to learn these traits, but once you've learned them, all you have to do is keep them to get to your first million. Now you've learned the rules of the game, and only one question remains. Will you play it long enough to win?